Hello, my name is Kai and welcome to my channel, The Health Journey. Today, I want to talk about the reason why I will never, ever sign up to do Weight Watchers again. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do Weight Watchers if you're thinking about it. Do whatever feels best for you. But from my own experience, it's definitely not a program that works for me. So I joined Weight Watchers 12 years ago. I was 20 years old and I joined because I knew absolutely nothing about how to eat healthy. And I desperately needed to lose weight, but I had no clue how. Before signing up for Weight Watchers, I would attempt to lose weight on my own, but I failed at it and I just got the wrong idea. So I knew I needed to sign up for something that was going to help push me in the right direction. So when I signed up to attend the Weight Watchers meetings and of course be able to use the online tracking app. And in the beginning, I absolutely loved it. I love the whole idea of tracking my food through points. I definitely like going to the Weight Watchers meetings every single week. It was something I thoroughly look forward to, especially weighing myself every week. It was fun to get the results of my hard work. And another thing I loved about Weight Watchers is that they would give you an extra point budget that was there for any time you want to indulge and go over your regular daily points. In the beginning, when I started Weight Watchers, everything went well. I stayed on top of my tracking. I went to my meetings every single week, and I would lose about 2 to 2.5 pounds a week. I did eventually lose 25 pounds in 3 months, which was a huge milestone for me. I was so excited, and I love the fact that Weight Watchers made losing weight feel easy, because before, I just could not figure it out. And at that time, something about the point system and attending meetings, it just clicked with me in the very beginning. So after about a month of being on the Weight Watchers program, here's when things started to go a little bit south for me. I started to realize that if I gave myself one cheat day a week, I could eat whatever I want and I can get away with it and it wouldn't destroy my results. I was still able to have a cheat day once a week and still able to lose at least 2 pounds a week and not see any sort of backward slide on the scale. That lasted for several weeks, and eventually after my first 3 months, I started to fall off track with my tracking. I started to skip meetings. One cheat day slowly turned into 2, and then it turned into 3, and then it turned into 4. And at some point, eventually, I decided to unsubscribe from Weight Watchers. It worked for me in the beginning because of the hype and excitement that I had from it, especially because it was new, but something started to change. After that, for several years, I think up to maybe 4 years, I was on and off with Weight Watchers. I would sign up whenever I got serious about losing weight again. And then I would eventually get tired of tracking and unsubscribe. And then if I get to another point again in my life where I felt like, oh my God, I'm gaining so much weight, I am out of control, I would resubscribe to Weight Watchers to kind of get my hope back up. And it was a cycle of that over and over again for about 4 years. And I think I resubscribed to Weight Watchers about a total of 5 times. I began to realize somewhere along the way that Weight Watchers maybe wasn't ideal for me because I should not have been on and off like that. Yeah, maybe I could have just taken it more seriously, followed through with what I said, but I still struggled with overeating here and there. And even sometimes I would binge eat because I felt so restricted. So with that said, here's what I do not like about Weight Watchers. The first thing I don't like about Weight Watchers is that they teach their members to be reliable, and they don't teach you how to navigate healthy eating in the real world. The point system is great and everything, but I realized early on that I don't want to be counting points for the rest of my life, even when I'm 90 years old, in order to ensure that I don't gain weight back again. It just wasn't ideal. I knew and understood that I wanted to just naturally be able to make healthy choices for myself without having to rely on a tracking system. Another thing that I don't like about Weight Watchers is that a lot of people will tell you that Weight Watchers does not allow you to eat enough food, and for the most part, I found that to be very true. I did figure out a way to eat a high volume of food that was very low in Weight Watchers points. But if you're someone who likes a lot of processed food, someone who likes to eat out, someone who likes fast food from time to time, Weight Watchers, you're definitely gonna feel as though you don't have enough to eat. I would eat about 3 servings of fruit a day, and I had a lot of salad. I would have these huge salads. I would have lean meats, so salmon and grilled chicken, and I would top it with a low-calorie dressing, maybe a few nuts and seeds on top. Not too many things because I knew that those salad toppings were a lot of points. But yeah, I pretty much figured out how to eat a lot of food with a very low point budget. This did not work well for me when it came to traveling. I remember one time I went out of town with my brother and sister, and they talked so much about how I didn't eat enough food. And at that time, it was true. Like, I was out of town. I had no stove. I had no microwave. I didn't have a place to store my food, and my healthy options were very slim. So yeah, my brother and sister would talk about how I don't eat enough food the entire time, and I tried to explain to them, like, it's not like this when I am at home. When I'm at home, I eat a lot more, but because I don't have the same accessibility, I am not able to eat the same way. And they were just not trying to hear it. They wanted to keep going on and on about the fact that I wasn't eating enough and I needed to eat more. So yeah, if you're somebody who is okay with eating a lot of fruits and veggies and lean meats, you definitely figure out how to navigate the Weight Watchers point system. But all in all, I still don't think it's quite enough points for a person. Also, another thing that I want to mention is the group meetings. Now, the group meetings were great, but they are not made for people who struggle with any sort of disorder eating or people who have a food addiction. They definitely teach you how to find a healthy lifestyle balance while trying to make healthy decisions and stick to your weight loss goals. But these meetings were not designed to address very specific weight loss needs. But besides that, like, the meetings were great. They had a lot of good information in there, and they gave you tools to stay motivated throughout the week. And another thing that I like was that you were able to make connections and find accountability partners, which I think is a very strong tool. I didn't take advantage of it because I'm a very shy person, but I think that's very good for people who definitely need it. But I do know for a fact that if you are someone who still struggles after attending the meetings, tracking your points, and you have a hard time staying consistent, I do believe that at that point, it's important to see a therapist or get some type of one-on-one coaching that can help you address specifically what you need in order to be successful on your weight loss journey. So on a positive note, I did learn how to eat healthy. I've never had so much good nutrition in my entire life, and it felt good. Even though I still struggle with my junk food cravings while doing the Weight Watchers program, it felt so good to finally make a right decision that was gonna put me in a better place. And then another thing that I really like about Weight Watchers is the flexibility. They give you a point budget that is based on your weight and your gender, but they don't tell you how to eat. They leave it up to you to figure that out. And I think that's really important because only you know what works for you. But I just don't like the idea of relying on a point system to eat healthy. I did notice that whenever I unsubscribed to Weight Watchers, I would try to track points in my head, but eventually after about a week that fell off and I would get stagnant with my weight or I would start to gain weight back. And I did not know how to navigate healthy eating on my own without relying on the Weight Watchers app. I prefer a lifestyle where I know for a fact how many calories I'm eating in a day. I know my macronutrient. I will never rely on Weight Watchers again to teach me those things because I just don't think that it's a good thing to have to rely on points for the rest of your life if you want to stay healthy. In conclusion, overall, Weight Watchers is a pretty good program to start off with. I love the meetings. I love the support that you get online. I also like the fact that it's fun and new and you start to learn about healthy eating for the first time. But I don't like the fact that you have to rely on points or to rely specifically on the Weight Watchers system if you want to be able to make a healthy living for yourself. And I know that Weight Watchers has changed a lot over the past decade. They don't even call it Weight Watchers anymore. They call it WW. I know that when you track your points, they actually include your calories now when they're calculating the points for specific foods. And they also have like different pathways you can choose. You can choose to do the classic point system. I think you can choose also to have like a high protein, low carb diet. You can choose intuitive eating where you don't track points at all. You just track how many nutritional items that you eat every single day. And I do think that Weight Watchers has evolved a lot. So I don't think that it's a bad program to get started with, but I do encourage anybody who is using Weight Watchers to learn a little bit of independence so that you don't have to rely on Weight Watchers for the rest of your life. So that's it for this video. Please support my channel by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will do my best to reply to anybody who leaves a comment. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.